guess you could say, ultimate team of the season. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the top 5 leagues and I'm going to build a team, an 11 plus bench of the best players in terms of this season from those teams. Now it's important to stress that one is only in the top 5 leagues because I don't necessarily know too much about the other leagues, but also that this is built on their performance this season. So, for example, if I was to put Neil Mopey at striker, that means that Neil Mopey for me has had the best season of any striker in the top 5 leagues, but that does not mean that Neil Mopey is the best striker in the world. It's just he's had the best season. Okay, so it's just going to be my opinion. I'm going to build the team, but to make it interesting, because you know I could just load it up with like elite fusion players or something, right? There's a maximum in the entire squad of 3 players from a team, so we can get some sort of variety going on here, and every league will have at least one representative from their league. So let me know in the comments below who you would swap out, who would you put in instead of my picks, and yeah, let's get into it. This is for me the best team of this season. Also, I should say that I'm not necessarily just basing this on like trophies. Of course, if you have like led your team to a trophy, that helps, but it's more so on an individual standpoint how good you've been. So let's begin with goalkeepers. Now, goalkeepers was a bit of a tough one actually, because there have been some pretty good keepers, but I wouldn't say there's been like a standout, because the traditional sort of world-class keepers you would put in here over the years, like Alisson, Courtois, maybe a Ter Stegen, right? You know, Alisson's maybe not had his best season. Courtois has been injured the entire year. Ter Stegen's not been amazing, right? So it was kind of hard, but for me, I am gonna go with Gianluigi Donnarumma. Actually, I should probably put his actual team of the season in. There we go. So Donnarumma for me has been the best goalkeeper in the world this season. Now, of course, it's Ligue 1, right? But if we're judging it from an individual standpoint, PSG dominate the league, but he's actually been really back to his best. You know, Donnarumma, when he joined PSG off the back of the Euros, people thought, okay, this guy's the best keeper in the world, he's going to be the best keeper in the world for a long time, but he has really struggled, I think, at PSG. But this year, he's got back to his best. In terms of post-shot XG, he's actually got +10, meaning that he's conceded 10 less goals than he should have by expected goals, which is really, really impressive. That is actually the most of any goalkeeper in the top 5 leagues. And I've also been fairly impressed with him in the Champions League. Of course, PSG got knocked out, but I wouldn't necessarily say them being knocked out was anything to do with Donnarumma, whereas in previous years, you know, he made a couple errors in the Champions League. The Champions League was pretty good in most games, really good in the league, really good shot stopper, and yeah, I think he's been back to his best this season, so I think he's been the best keeper in the world this season. Right back is really obvious one, really obvious one. It's got to be Jeremy Frimpong. Yeah, Frimpong, I know he's a wing back, but one, there's not really been too many great right backs, and two, he's just been so good that I had to put him in. Been one of Bayer Leverkusen's best players this season. Insane going forward. Got 14 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. That is 24 goal contributions yeah, of course. These two, both wing backs, but both exceptional, both so good going forward. Grimaldo's got 26 goal contributions this season in all competitions, which is just nuts. I mean, these two combined have more than like most attacking partnerships in the world. Just incredible, incredible stuff. And yeah, one of the signings of the season. Right, centre back's a bit more interesting now. So this is where it got really, really hard. But centre back was really, really competitive. So the first centre back is William Saliba. William Saliba is in the side. I don't really like these red designs. I'd rather get the blue ones. I might swap them out. Low key, but yeah, I'll do it whilst I'm talking about Saliba. Anyway, so Saliba is in the team. Arsenal have had one of the best defensive records in the world. They have the best defence in the Premier League. They've kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League. And William Saliba has played, I'm pretty sure, every game for Arsenal in the Premier League this season. His partnership with Gabriel has been insane, absolutely insane. And yeah, you could put Gabriel in here as well. And I wouldn't complain. One of them had to be in there. I think these two are one of the best partnerships in the world. So good. And yeah, you have to be in the team for me. One of Saliba or Gabriel. Either one, take your pick. But I think Saliba's maybe been slightly better and really stepped up in the big games. I saw a stat where he's like got man of a match away at Man City, away at Liverpool, and away at Man United, which is crazy. Right, his partner. This might be a bit of a controversial one, but I'm going for it. It's actually Mats Hummels. Mats Hummels. Now, for me, Mats Hummels has been one of the underrated players this season. Hummels, for me, for sure, has been the best centre back in the Champions League this season. I mean, just watching him play, but you also look at the stats. He's got the most ball recoveries, tackles, interceptions, clearances, third most blocks in the Champions League this season. And of course, Dortmund are in the Champions League final. He scored the winner in the Champions League semi-final. So, without him, they probably don't even make it out the groups, let alone make it to the final. He's been the best defender in the Champions League this season. And if Dortmund were to win the Champions League this year, then most of that is down to Hummels because he has been so good. And also in the league, he's been really, really solid as well. So, yeah, while maybe in the league it's not been as impressive as someone like Saliba or someone else, I just think his performance in the Champions League, getting Dortmund to a final, has been so good that he deserves to be in this team, in my opinion. So yeah, Hummels for me is in the team. Okay, midfield. Now midfield was a lot easier for me. I think midfield is kind of self-explanatory. So in the DM position, it has to be Rodri. Rodri has to be in the team for me. I mean, just another incredible year from him. 7 goals, 9 assists. Pretty sure he's unbeaten still this season. It looks like will help Man City win the league this year. So good. Scores clutch goals. I mean, yeah, he's been the best DM in the world for a while now, and this is just another incredible season from him. I don't really need to explain it. I think it's criminal that he didn't get nominated for Player of the Season this year by the Premier League, because I think he has been one of the best players in the world this year, and just so consistent, so crucial to Man City, and fantastic. Okay, next to him now. They're not really centre mids, they're more attacking mids, but they have to be in the team. They have to be in the team. So of course, Jude Bellingham is in the team. Jude Bellingham, don't really need to explain myself here, really. He's probably been top 3 players in the world this season. 22 goals, 8 assists. Vital to Madrid winning the league. Vital to Madrid making a Champions League final. So many clutch goals, so many clutch moments. Carried Madrid at points when, early in the season they were looking a bit shaky. Couple injuries to players like Vinny. They needed players to step up. Bellingham stepped up. And one of shirt. Just superb from him. And next to him, again, could only really be one man, and that is... Why is it not loading? Oh, okay. Florian Wirtz. Yeah, he's my final by Leverkusen player. I've got them three. I had to get three in the starting 11. I think Wirtz, Grimaldo and Frimpong have been the three best from the side, but Wirtz has arguably been the best. He's really been the talisman, the main guy. When Wirtz is not on the pitch, you actually see Leverkusen struggle a lot more. And when he is on the pitch, they are just purring. 18 goals, 19 assists in all competition. That is exceptional. And he's still only like 21, 22. He is one of the best young players in the world. Not even young players, one of the best players in the world. And yeah, as I said, he's the main guy for Leverkusen. Everything goes through him in an attacking sense, and you know, it's been a collective thing at Leverkusen, but I think he has been the guy for Leverkusen to bail them out when they need to, and just a top player, absolutely superb. And yeah, this midfield, you can make a case for other players, and we'll get onto them in the bench, but I don't think any of those will be in these three, in my opinion. Right, onto the front three, where it's a little bit more interesting, but we'll start on the right, and I'm kind of cheating to an extent. I mean, it was kind of hard, but I've gone Phil Foden. It's kind of hard to put Foden in like a particular position because he's moved around quite a bit this season, played on the right, the left, attacking mid. But I was like, you know, there's not too many like outstanding right wingers this season, so I'll put Foden on the right. Foden has to be in the team again, pretty self-explanatory. Most people would say he's probably the player of the season in the Premier League. I did a poll and you guys voted for him. He'll probably win it. I mean, 21 goals, 11 assists. Huge season for him, one of the most improved players I think of this season. When you think that last year he was good but never really like an established starter main guy for City. This year he has been well more than the established starter. He has been probably the guy, similar to how Wirtz has been the main guy when he needs someone to bail them out. Wirtz is the guy for Leverkusen. Foden this year has been that guy for Man City in the absence of De Bruyne. Foden has really stepped up, and massive credit to him. Okay, on the left wing we have Kylian Mbappe, that one, yeah. Now again, I mean, he's kind of played a striker a lot, and on the left, but I had to really get him in this side, Mbappe. And while, of course, I think Mbappe's maybe had some better seasons, I think it's actually gone under the radar just how good this year has been for Mbappe. Obviously it is Ligue 1, but still, he's played 28 games in Ligue 1 and he's got 26 goals. He is the joint top scorer in the Champions League with 8. He's got 8 goals in 5 games in the French Cup. Altogether, that is 42 goals and 7 assists this season. He is going to get 50 goal contributions this year. 50, which is absolutely insane. You know, in the Champions League, in the semi-final, sure, he may not have done anything major, but at the end of the day, if we're just judging it off an individual season, obviously he has very high standards, but 50 goal contributions in a season, yeah, I have to put him in. I have to put him in. And yeah, it's going to be scary what he does next year at Real Madrid. Okay, and up front was kind of easy for me. Kind of easy. It's got to be Harry Kane. It has to be Harry Kane, in my opinion. Sorry, not 26, that's Mbappe. 36 goals in 32 Bundesliga games. That is nuts. Joint top UCL top scorer with 8 as well. Vital to them getting to the Champions League semi-final. Of course, didn't get to the final. Is not going to win a trophy this year. But as I said, I'm not necessarily just judging this off trophies. I'm judging this more so on individual impact and their individual season. And quite frankly, Kane has been ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. You know, he's close to that 40 goal mark in the Bundesliga, which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. And yeah, even though he hasn't got a trophy on an individual standpoint, poor season for Bayern, but for Kane, there's not really much more he could have done to help Bayern this season. He's got goals galore. So that's the starting 11. I mean, what a team this is. This is absolutely nuts. This would destroy everybody. But onto the bench now. So on the bench. So backup keeper is, where is he? There he is. Unai Simon. Unai Simon has got a very, very good season this year. Again, I think it's kind of gone under the radar. Bilbao have had a superb season. Looks like they'll be qualifying for the Champions League this year. They've also won the Copa del Rey. It's been a superb year for them. And Unai Simon in goal has been a large part of that. He's got the most clean sheets in La Liga. He's got a 5+5 post expected goals. So he has conceded 5 less goals than expected. And he has been so crucial to Bilbao having a good year this season. And he's been at Bilbao for a while now. So it's good to see him, doing well and having a fantastic year, winning a trophy with Bilbao. So credit to Unai Simon. Okay, next up we have another centre back, Virgil van Dijk. Very close in getting into the side, very, very close. Our first Liverpool player in the team, but he has had a fantastic season, kind of similar to Harry Kane. Although, this season maybe he could have done a bit more. Liverpool only got the Carabao Cup. None of that is due to Van Dijk. Van Dijk has been imperious at the back. Of course, he won the Carabao Cup for them, scoring a winner in the final, unfortunately, versus Chelsea. But he's been so good, so good. You can't blame the Liverpool collapse on him. He's been really, really consistent, and yeah, definitely worth a mention in this side, and very close in getting into the team. The other centre back on the bench is Antonio Rudiger. Let me get this on. Antonio Rudiger, very, very similar to Mats Hummels. I think he has been second best defender in the Champions League this season. What he's done, particularly in the quarter-final and semi-final, absolutely locked up Haaland over both legs, and then over both legs pretty much locked up Harry Kane as well. That is superb. Those are probably the two best strikers in the world, and Rudiger came up against them and didn't concede a goal besides a penalty to Harry Kane. Barely gave him a sniff on goal as well. That is superb. And in the league he's been pretty good as well, helping Madrid do a league title, especially when you consider the amount of changes going on around him, with Madrid having a lot of injuries at the back. He's had like Germany, Carvajal as centre back at points with him, but he has been the leader at the back and just superb. Got the assist in the Champions League semi-final as well. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, next up we have our first Serie A representative in Hakan Çalhanoğlu. I think he has been the one of, you could argue, the second best DM in the world this season. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, he's got an incredible 13 goals and 3 assists this year, helping Inter to Scudetto win. They absolutely romped to the title, and Çalhanoğlu was a big part of that. What has impressed me most about him is a way that he has replaced Marcelo Brozovic. Brozovic left, of course, in the summer to Saudi Arabia, and Brozovic was such a key part in that DM role for Inter, and you're thinking who's going to do it, but Hakan has dropped into that, and he has been so good in that role. And yeah, crucial to Inter winning the league this season, so massive shout out to him. Next up, we have another Arsenal player, Declan Rice. Yeah, Rice again was close to getting in this midfield, but unfortunately did not get in. But he has been superb. One of the signings of the season this year. 7 goals, 8 assists from midfield. Played multiple roles, played in the DM role, played in a more conventional centre mid role as well, and excelled in both. Just superb, and his impact on this Arsenal side has just been incredible. Really, really lifted them and come up with clutch goals as well. Yeah, he was extremely close to getting into this team, but just missed out. But he does make the bench. Next up, we have another Madrid boy. We have another Madrid guy, and that is Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos. Yeah, Toni Kroos. What a year from him. I mean, he is ageless, timeless. He does not age at all. Roll back the years really this year. I think last year was great, but maybe he dropped off a little. But this year, his levels have really, really exceeded. In La Liga, he has been good. Really, really good. He got 7 assists in La Liga, and overall, just typical Toni Kroos. Crucial to the way Madrid have played this year and helped them to a league title. But particularly, he's in this side for his performances in the Champions League. In the Champions League, he has been one of the best players this year. In the quarterfinals, semi-finals, this guy absolutely balled out in both games, both legs. Got crucial assists as well, you know, to Vinny in the Bayern game. Just incredible in the Champions League. So good, and to do it at his age is insane. He has been amazing this year, and yeah, really, really stepped up for Madrid when they needed him. And if they win the Champions League, a lot of that is due to Toni Kroos. So that is the 3rd Madrid player, so there will be no more Madrid players in this team. And we've got our 3rd Arsenal boy up next, and that is Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, again, a real contender for the midfield. There were some really good midfielders this year. Really, really good. But Martin Odegaard, what a year for him. He has got 8 goals and 8 assists this season. The captain, the leader for Arsenal. And I think he started off a little bit slow this year, but slowly got better and better. And since the turn of the year, in 2024, he has been one of the best players in the world. Just so good. Similar to Kroos, crucial moments, crucial passes, great passes, assists, goals, controls the game. He's got everything you need from a player, and it's just been so crucial to the way Arsenal have performed this season. And even if he doesn't win the Premier League this year, it's still been a superb year for Martin Odegaard, who is truly one of the best attacking mids in world football. Okay, next up we have a Atletico Madrid boy, Antoine Griezmann. So Antoine Griezmann has had a really good year this season. Particularly the sort of first half of the year was superb. He's got 22 goals and 10 assists this season for Atletico Madrid, and he's really been the talisman. He's been the key guy for Atletico this season. You know, Atletico Madrid have had a decent year this year, but you look at that side and there's not really a main guy, but Griezmann is that X factor, that star man who has stepped up with goals and assists. So versatile as well. He has played as striker, number 10, deeper role. He can play multiple positions and have his impact on the game. He's been a creator, a goal scorer, a dribbler. Just everything went through him. He was crucial in the Champions League as well in helping Atletico get out of their group and then beat Inter as well. Unfortunately, they did get knocked out by Dortmund, and overall it's not been an incredible year by Atletico, but from an individual standpoint, Griezmann couldn't really have done too much more, and it's been superb. And kind of in similar fashion in terms of almost carrying their side, another guy on the bench is Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer has literally carried his side. He's probably the only player in this team. He is the only player in this team who plays for like a mid-table or like lower down team. But that is how good he's been. The fact that he plays for such a bad team, who has had such a bad bad season, and he is still in this team. Just shows how good he's been. 29 goals and assists this year. What an absolutely sensational year for him. Of course, a lot of them were pens, but still, so good, so fantastic. Definitely a big contender for player of the season. It was definitely between him or Phil Foden for Premier League player of the season. He was very close in getting into this actual starting 11, but just missed out to Mbappe and Foden. However, Palmer has been incredible. Okay, and next up we have Mo Salah. Mo Salah, by his standards, maybe not the most incredible year, but those standards, we mustn't forget, are astronomically high, and it has still been such a good year for Mo Salah. He's got, in all competitions, 30 goals and 17 assists. That is incredible, especially when you consider that he's been injured for a lot of this season. He's also, at the back end of the season, not been fantastic, sort of collapsed, and he's still got those numbers. Like, that is insane, absolutely insane. And yes, Salah, even though he's not had his best year, it's still been a truly incredible year for him. Compared to other people, it's still fantastic and definitely deserves to be in the side, even if his performances have fallen off a little bit. Next up, we have Erling Haaland. Very similar to Mo Salah in terms of not his best season, but that's by his really nuts standards. Obviously, last year was absolutely incredible, but this year has dropped off a little bit, but has still got 25 goals in 28 Premier League games. That's almost a goal a game, which is nuts, and that is still superb and better than most strikers in the world. So he has been really good, still scores goals, still finding the back of the net, even if performances have dropped off a little bit and he's not as good as maybe last year. He has still been one of the best strikers in the world this season and scored tons and tons of goals. So he had to be in the team. And rounding off the team, our final player is Lautaro Martinez, another Inter player, the Inter captain, the leader, and he has had a really good year. 27 goals this season, the top goal scorer in the Serie A, the talisman for Inter Milan, helping them win the league, probably been Inter's best player this season. And yeah, they've won the league by a canter, most of that down to Lautaro Martinez and his performances. Maybe in the Champions League he failed a bit. I mean, he did miss the decisive pen versus Atletico, but still, in terms of the overall season, he's still been really good and deserves to be in this side. One of the best strikers in the world this season. Right, now I'm going to do some honourable mentions. So I'll get rid of Lautaro for a minute and I'll put in the honourable mentions. So you could have had Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons has had a superb year on loan as well at Leipzig, which is crazy. At his age, to do what he's done is superb, and he was definitely a contender. You could have also had, oh yeah, there he is, Jan Sommer. Jan Sommer was very close to being there instead of Unai Simon, but I went Unai Simon just for a little bit of variety as well, because I already had two Inter players in there, and I wanted to build Bilbao player in there because they've had such a good season. You could have pretty much had any Leverkusen player, like Xhaka was close. I mean, Palacios, Star, any of them could be in the team. But of course, the gap of three by Leverkusen, I think Frimpong, Grimaldo and Wirtz have been the best three for them. You could have also had many other Real Madrid players, Rodrigo, Vinny, those guys. Where are they? Vinny. Yeah, superb seasons for Rodrigo and Vinny, but again, I had a gap of three. Bellingham had to be in there, and for me, Rudiger and Cruz had to be in there as well. So yeah, Rodrigo and Vinny just missed out because of that. You could have also had someone very close in being in there, Ollie Watkins for Aston Villa. Watkins was extremely close in being at this side, but just missed out to Lautaro and Griezmann. But I wouldn't complain if you put him in. You could have had a couple Girona boys as well, Savio or Artem Dopvig for Girona. Have been really good this year, and just have a mention. You could have had more Man City boys like Bernardo Silva, for example. Has had a superb year, but again, I had Foden, Rodri, and Haaland. I think have definitely been the best three Man City players, so I couldn't include any more. And you could have had tons more Arsenal players as well. Could have had Gabriel in there. You could have also included Bukayo Saka in the team, but again, I already had Saliba, Odegaard and Rice, and I think these three have been the best three Arsenal players this season. But anyway, let me put Martinez back in the side. So, this is the team of the season for 23-24. Donnarumma in goal, Frimpong right back, William Saliba and Matt Hummels centre back with Grimaldo at left back. A midfield three of Rodri, Florian Wirtz and Jude Bellingham, and a front three of Phil Foden, Mbappe and Harry Kane. And on the bench we have Unai Simon, Virgil van Dijk, Rudiger, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Declan Rice, Toni Kroos, Martin Odegaard, Griezmann, Cole Palmer, Mo Salah, Erling Haaland and Lautaro Martinez. So that is my team of the season. Let me know who I've missed out. Who would you change?